The Naked City.
187 at 5810 Murata Avenue. Homicide wants you over there. The coroner thinks the broad was whacked using the army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
So we might not have gotten all the morphine. Come on, Roy.
What's with that getup of yours anyway? I should start introducing us as Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mr. Phelps.
Your interest in my appearance is starting to get me worrying.
Like it or not, we're a dysfunctional couple now. People judge me with you on my arm same way they would a fat broad with a 5 o'clock shadow.
Shut the fuck
I
up.
really hope you're joking, Roy.
Didn't he start off like the last case with this exact same string of dialogue almost? We're literally going down the fucking stairs after leaving the chief's office. He's just like, fuck your suit, Phelps. You dress like a poor man. Just for that, I'm gonna wreck your car a little bit, you piece of shit. Come on, Roy, get in. Oh, I got it. Okay.
You seem distracted.
We recovered the more.
What are you doing?
Messing up your car.
We recovered the morphine. Some of it might be unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our...
There goes a week's wages.
Good. I'm getting us there.
Closing one case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
Are you going to tell me?
Look where you're going.
I didn't expect that hill to be so steep.
The deals being done right now will change the face of LA forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Someone's little girl.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the John and Jane Does are cremated. Their percentages. The odds for and against lightning striking.
What a great outlook you have on life. Alright, we're at the motor scene. The motor scene that was apparently caused by the morphine.
Second floor, apartment 6, in the back.
Thanks.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm a big cheater because I've done this crime scene before. Look at this morphine I found in the trash.
Mal will be pleased.
Well, that's hardly conclusive, given the number of those things we've come across recently.
The autopsy will confirm it one way or another.
Just put that back where I found it. Gee, I wonder which apartment I'm supposed to go into. Hey, pierogies!
Bukowski, you made homicide.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug? Or can we get on with it?
Hey, Finbar.
Relax, Rusty.
26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
We heard Carruthers thinks...
Carruthers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills. Falls asleep in the tub. Rest in peace. Case closed.
Here, here. Mal is 100% that it's murder.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Sure. Go right ahead.
As he Rusty has learned nothing in his time with Phelps. Oh, I followed this guy for no reason. I should have gone to the bathroom, but whatever. We can start in here. Why, that's a lot of,
Looks like barbiturates.
Okay. Now let's see your secret drug stash.
Barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this thing?
More barbiturates. No, there's something else. It's,
We should speak to her doctor. Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster.
No, wait, I wasn't done reading that, Cole. God damn it. No, pick that shit back up. I was gonna make a point, and then Cole was like, no, shut up. Go look at the dead body. We don't have time for this, Scott. There we go. 20 capsules of benzodrine. So, I don't know my prescription drugs very well. But essentially, I would take it that these two things do the exact opposite. I believe this is what the case of being, prescribed an upper and a downer is like. What am I? Oh, right, the jacket. I remember.
Quality English smoking jacket. I don't know anyone
Haskell
under
and Shaw.
45 who would wear one.
So perhaps the lady has an older gentleman friend. That might be all that's in this room. I seem to recall this crime scene having a lot of stuff that's hard to find. Yeah, maybe we should look in here.
Phelps?
Where the body is.
We've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our Vic?
May I take a look?
Be my guest.
There ain't no foam, which means she was dead when she hit the water.
Take a closer look at her head and neck.
Her neck is bruised pretty badly.
Anything on her wrist, maybe? Oh, is that a bite mark?
Bruising on the forearms, and these look like bite marks.
Very good.
Very good, Cole. Here, have a sticker. Carruthers just places it right on top of his hat. She wearing a wedding ring, engagement
Very
ring?
unusual ring.
Could be wrong, but it looks like a black sapphire. The eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
And spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syrettes. It would make my theory.
And morphine would have been very quick, and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought syrettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
Hairbrush. Circumstantial that you brush your hair. That might be all that's in here. Someone's talking and the subtitles are showing up, but we can barely hear it in this room.
Drifted off.
Okay. So weird. Why would Roy's conversation with the housekeeper be fucking subtitled? That is a weird choice. There's other stuff around here, though.
Not being very clear.
Check out these photos.
This is all top end of town stuff.
Okay.
Gives us somewhere to look.
Nothing. Good, even. No, they want you to think that she was a really pretty woman.
It's a place to start.
I think I have no idea how to pronounce that shit. I think it's the name of a store. I'm working Tuesday 11 to 4 p.m. Come keep me company. Ask for Mrs. Randall, Julia. I'm probably going to have to make a call. Oh, no, wait. It had the address there, so we have it.
Beautiful girl. Clothes certainly aren't from the Sears catalog.
Get fucked, Sears. Assuming you're still a company by the time this video goes up, which is very tenuous. Is Sears still technically in business? I think it technically is. Though that could literally change in the next 4 weeks or so. I found the stuff. Ba-da-da-da.
I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson, I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town. Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? Who else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact.
But I don't got time for that shit. Let Finbar take care of
Was Miss
that.
Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
Hold on. Was she upset about something? Well, I don't know about upset, but she's got some prescriptions to work on here.
What are you hiding here, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julie was obviously disturbed about something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to throw these sleeping pills in her face. I wish I could literally do it. Like Cole reaches into his pocket and he's like, what about these, bitch? At the same time, I feel kind of bad about this because, hey, just because you have trouble sleeping at night doesn't mean you have
She was
serious
taking
problems.
barbiturates. She couldn't sleep. You must have seen them in her room.
A lot of people
Clean
can't sleep.
pillows, the things she hid in there. I don't know how she supported herself. Always new clothes and jewelry. She lived like a movie star. A princess. Does modeling really pay that well?
I imagine if you're
Did
really
Miss
good at
Randall
it.
have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
Why are you lying to me, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia had men stay here.
Yeah, why are you?
I will not speak ill of the dead. You can't prove that.
Actually, I super can. There's a dude's jacket in her bedroom.
Who owns the smoking jacket?
I wouldn't like to tell tales, you understand. But that's Mr. Henderson's. An older man, very distinguished looking. He seemed very much in love with her.
Where would we find him?
I'm sorry, I don't know. He said he lives in San Francisco.
What was it like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
Cole's face. Oh, I love my job. I didn't hate her at all. I'm not suspicious.
Mrs. Reynoldson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
She was very high-strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next. She wanted it all, and she wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. Not the way it's turned out, though, is it?
Thanks, Mrs. Reynoldson. You've been very helpful. One of the other detectives will take your statement, and then you can go home.
I think our work
Thanks,
is done
Mrs.
here.
Henderson. You've been very helpful, except for all those lies you told me and I had to call you out
Come
on.
Rusty, we'll take a look around outside and then follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
See, that was a missed opportunity. That
You
right
think
then would have been the
Carruthers has called
perfect
it right?
moment.
He rarely gets it wrong.
I don't know. I'm with Galloway. I've met enough girls in my time who can't handle their dope.
What a great crowd you hang out with. But yeah, that was a missed opportunity. Right when Cole walked out the door, he should have been like, Stefan, Finbar, and then walked off like it didn't matter. Just not even listen to Rusty complain. That would have been the best. Alright, where the fuck are we even going right now? Oh, I guess the address that was in that photo? Locations. Oh, we got two places. We got that. It's a dress store. As well as Dr. Stoneman's practice. Let's hit up the dress store. Drive me.
Can you drive to this one?
But
Oh, man.
Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names.
That's
Let
not
me
true.
fill you
I learned
in.
Finbar's name.
Mikowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I noticed you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
Damn, roasted. He ain't wrong though. Though I think Bukowski could do a pretty good job. But yeah, Rusty's bad at his own job. Don't need him on advice. Though the the damage he would cause would probably be less, considering Rusty was responsible, partly responsible, for the charging of several innocent men in a string of murders.
Well, hello. What can I help you with today?
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She's dead.
She was found dead this morning. How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
That's not her fault. Probably.
Does she have any close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
She's a hellraiser, isn't she? Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to me.
I'm very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look? That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you. How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
She was wearing a sapphire engagement ring. Someone must have given it to her.
She never mentioned a man named Henderson to me.
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
What? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
Yeah, and then someone morphined it out of her. Also, it doesn't seem like she actually knew her friend all that well. Didn't know about the
You're
engagement
behind
ring.
the wheel. Fine. Where are we headed?
Nutsons.
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking the big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
Ah, yes, you're beginning to dirtbag things up, Cole Phelps. Lying to people you're interviewing? Seeing promiscuous German singers on the side? I mean, what? That's not happening. Richer, cleaner, and bolder. Back when we could advertise tobacco wherever we wanted. Is there like a plaque here that I can look at? Of course, he's the fucking last room on this
Stoneman,
building.
Office 505.
Come on, Roy. I need you over here so we can stand awkwardly in this elevator. This seemingly too small of an elevator.
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
Oh, I wonder which door it is. Could it be this big gold one?
Yes, sir. Your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Get out of my way, loser.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
How well did you know Miss Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
You don't seem so sure of that. Also, does the prescription list a year? Sleeping pills, July 46. So here's where they want you to absolutely know for sure that this game is taking place in 1947. So I'm going to call him out on this lie.
Julia Randall has been your patient for nearly a year. I'm sure you know that.
Do you doubt my veracity, Detective?
Yes, I
Do you
do.
have access to my patient records?
No, but I found the fucking shit you prescribed.
Your prescriptions contradict you, Doctor.
Miss Randall was in the fashion business, as you probably know. She was jumped up on Benzedrine by day and knocked down by sleeping pills at night. I told her to slow up, but no. Life was too short for her.
And you supplied the prescription for the Benzedrine.
It's not illegal, Detective. A lot of young women in her line of work use it for weight loss.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Benzedrine is addictive, as I'm sure you know, Doctor.
As I warned her, but she was determined. She said she needed it to control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her pretty well.
I knew the line of work she was involved in.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stoneman. We'll be in touch.
I'm not going to do that. I could use his phone, but it's awkward. I'm not going to do that right in front of him. I feel like that's not the professional thing to do. I could use her phone too, but fuck her. Let's just go downstairs. I'm sure there'll be like either one in the lobby or one in on the street. Come on, Roy. Let's be awkward in this elevator again. Doop-de-doop-de-doop. Fast elevator.
The old boy's lying.
I know that.
About what?
I don't know. He looked relieved when you said she was dead. That's a strange reaction to have to the death of a young patient.
Oh man, it's all the way over there. It's all the way on that corner. Oh man. Only today, 5 cents. Today you get a nickel, but only today.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Messages for me, please.
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
Sure thing, Mal. I will recklessly drive Roy's car on my way to the morgue. So keep a spot open for him. Did Cole just run out of stamina? That was weird. I slowed down. No. Yeah! I was like, ah, shit, this destination selection's gonna screw me and make me have to take Roy with me. Ah, thank God I got in the car quick enough. Up yours, Roy. Ha ha ha. Oh, luckily, this is not a very far drive. He can walk it. He's fine. He'll be fine.
Not good.
Or hospital, whatever. Not quite the morgue. It's like the secondary morgue. Where the fuck am I supposed to be going? Okay, it must be on the right. Or I could have just read the sign, but whatever.
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 syrettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy.
He's such a
No
cunt.
sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Oh, Jesus. It's like, as soon as I got control, it was just like, look at all this shit that's next to you. Good to see you again, Julia. What am I looking at? What is this, a Toblerone? It's a harmonica.
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine. Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
Shut the fuck. What are you, like 12? Why is he such a fucking prick? Alright. Luckily, we don't have to actually go anywhere. We're just fucking. We're literally across the street. That central receiving hospital is literally right next door. This is the first time we've actually used a fucking interview room.
Putting recording devices into the place.
Wait. As this one. There we go.
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
Watch him. Well, this is where my, like, prior knowledge comes in, and I know that he's not telling the entire truth. But if I didn't know that, this would be hard to pick.
He's asking whether you banged her in a chuck-on-the-shoulder fraternity kind of way.
I'm engaged to be married. It wouldn't be polite.
Answer the question.
This will remain private. Heather won't have to know. Yes. We had relations.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Why do you look so unsure of yourself about that?
Henry, I don't like when people lie to me. She was seeing a man named Henderson. You know who I'm talking about.
Easy on, Detective. I may have heard of Henderson, but I don't know his full name. I think he's from New York or someplace back east.
Oh, that's an interesting accusation. Because I feel like that could have been a bad cop / doubt or calling him out on a lie. But the fact that I went with the lie opened up like a little hole in his statement that is definitely not true. Because the housekeeper Said he's from San Francisco, which is definitely not back east.
That's funny. Julia told her cleaning lady that he lived in San Francisco.
Okay, you got me. I don't know where he's from. Julia wanted money. She always wanted money. She thought she could get something from this guy.
She was wearing a distinctive engagement ring. You think she might have convinced him to buy it for her?
Maybe he did, yeah. Maybe he and Julia were getting serious.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
Yo, fuck you.
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julia Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn earbuds.
Some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. Fighting 6th.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes.
No, you weren't.
Captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
That will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
You've been very helpful at pissing Cole off just now.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines.
He
Why'd you
could
let him
hear
off
that.
the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
He's in that car at the lights.
Oh, god damn it. Look how lifeless he is. Alright, time to do another one of these. Man, 2 cases in a row.
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cole's not into that. Also, I can't remember what fucking Cole's unit was, but he might have said the exact same one as Cole's. That's how Cole's like, wait a minute. No, you weren't.
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Can't expect sleazeballs to be better liars. They're usually not very good at it. Despite doing it all the time. Just slowly and illegally go through this intersection. This is so dumb. I pick up a little bit of speed here. Thank God for analog triggers. They help you control the driving so much better. You hear that? Nintendo? No, seriously, what is up with Nintendo developing consoles that don't have analog control on the triggers? Knock that shit off.
Where are you taking us, Henry?
Yeah, where is he taking us? I just fall in line back here. Hey, green, go.
Not the siren, you idiot!
Whoops. I thought I had a horn. Why the fuck is this asshole not going? I've said it before, the traffic AI is not as good as it should be. A little too close here. I just stop in the middle of the street, wait for him to make his left turn. There he goes. Don't mind me, officer. Motherfucker, did you not see me turning? Did you not see my clearly illegal turn that I was making?
That idiot never stepped foot in Okinawa.
No shit. Also, I think we're at the end of the sequence. Feels like I've been on this street before.
That ought to do it. Now get back in close.
There we go. Ah, yes, that's the first thing normal people do after getting an interview with the cops. Is go to a pawn shop.
He needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps.
So this sequence sucks. Like, you start off already with like too much distance between you and him. He's on the other side of the road. This is really a fucking terrible part of gameplay. It's super easy to be spotted. Things don't quite go the way you want them to. Let me, yeah, I'm incognito at this newsstand. There he goes. He's on the other side of the street. Looking behind him.
Can't risk losing the trail.
I can fucking see him perfectly fine, Cole. I think that's kind of bullshit. Like, if I can see the person I'm tailing really easily, I shouldn't be in danger of losing the mission. Even if I'm kind of far away. So I think... Is he gonna cross the street now? Yeah, he's gonna cross. Which is a problem because, like, he might see me as he's crossing. But he's gonna go down that street there. So as soon as he makes a left, I'm gonna, like, book it. Now, he might see me through this building. Sounds stupid, but believe me. Okay, he didn't see me.
Too much slack.
Looking back. He's looking back.
Get closer.
See if I can't, like, shit.
What are you doing?
Oh, motherfucker, how do you see me? Also, the failed music started, like, way sooner than the actual failure did. I hate this tailing. It's so bad. He's gonna see me through this building. Fucking bullshit. Alright, I did it. Unless the AI gets really bullshit for some reason. He should be heading into that travel company right over there.
Too much slack.
Alright. You see, kids, back in the day before the internet, where you could just book anything you wanted online, you had to go into these things called travel agencies.
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
LAPD, the man who just came in here, he bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket from Mexico City. Tomorrow night.
That's good. But this is better.
Oh my God. It's Fabergé.
Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over.
The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
Oh, that's really hard to read. Dearest Beverly, with love and affection, some name, I can't read it. Always J F? I don't know. But I don't think Henry's name is Beverly, so why does he have that? Oh, wait, I got a phone call to make. Up yours, Roy. Hey, Parnell Soup Company.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Any messages?
Detectives Bukowski and Galloway request you return to the Hollywood station. They have information in the Julia Randall case.
Any luck with the arrest record check on Jimmy LeBlanc?
Yes, Detective. Jimmy LeBlanc's last arresting officer was Patrolman Fred Wallace. He's posted the Hollywood 9th Beat, Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Thanks, ma'am.
Yes, Detective, you have messages from Pierogies and Finbar. Hey, gentlemen's what? Morgan's Supply. Smoking, right, that thing that everyone used to do in the 40s.
You can drive.
Where are we going?
Police station or the beat? I think we should go to the police station. No, wait.
A one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's look.
No, wait, shit, I have to reset the location.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few.
This is really dumb. No, shit. Go back. 9th Beat.
You know the way. You can drive.
From Hollywood, it's dream time.
That was really goofy. Let's see what this officer has for us. The guy who last arrested one of our suspects. Looks like he could use some help.
Come on, let's give him a hand. Right behind you, Wallace. Detective Phelps.
Well, I'm going the wrong way.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
So am I. Phelps didn't tell me where to go. I mean, Roy didn't tell me where to go. I was going to like pull out my gun to slow him down to be like, freeze, dirtbag. Why not?
Throw out the guns.
Oh, that's Roy. Oh, right in the balls. Someone's still alive. Whoa, fuck. Nice shot. Oh, that fucker trip all over himself. Oh. Right in the butt.
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. I nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
Look at all these guys you killed, Cole. Willie? New POI. Why am I going to the driver's seat? Damn it.
Do we know where we're going?
All right, this time we do.
Be surprised how many times.
We got
You're
our daily
suggesting
shooting
LeBlanc
in.
is still working with Willie?
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull. Could be.
Like the key to writing LA Noire music is just like slow trumpet build in. That's how you add the tension. Also lets the player know that it's the 1940s.
We caught up with Mao. He's given us the
Hey,
dope on LeBlanc.
brogies.
He worked burglaries with a big guy. Goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where our net comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
The guy's a bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of him.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
You could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, Roy? Stefan?
Finbar?
Yeah, pierogies, my man.
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette case on there?
Oh, man. Things where I have to read Bible, Constantine watch, block, clothing, certificate bonds, silverware, pearl, wood case, gold candelabra, coin collection, gold and emerald earrings, metal. There it is. Fabergé gold cigarette case. Too high. There we go.
Here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
Boo doo doo. All right, investigate Eastrom residence.
You're behind the wheel.
All right, where to?
So proud of good old pierogies. Calling Rusty
You and
Finbar.
Rusty have been having discussions. Anything you would like to tell me, partner?
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working with you. Even if the cases he worked on can't be discussed.
Totally fucking
We were just
wrecked.
comparing notes. You're a Booneroo case man, Phelps. One of the best I've ever seen.
Thanks.
You gotta learn to take a compliment, Phelps.
You gotta learn not to fucking crash into people in that intersection, Roy. Oh, man. That was fucking great. It's always funny when the AI just gets into a big crash.
Nice house.
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
Eavestrom,
She is.
whatever.
Would you follow me, sir?
Nice house. Would be a shame if someone stole your Fabergé cigarette
We
case.
appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man, if you are returning 43 pieces of my property?
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
Why are you lying about the value of your jewelry, Mrs. Eavestrom?
Who do you think you are, making heinous accusations in my own home?
The guy who found your Fabergé cigarette case that's only worth $10,000.
We recovered the cigarette case from a pawnbroker. No one knows the real value of an item better than those guys.
I inflated its value for the insurance claim. There. Are you satisfied?
Yes, I am. It's also a crime, I'm pretty
Boyfriend
sure.
was quite taken with the case. I think he was even more disappointed than I was when it was stolen.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
That terrible night, at least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
Were you in the house when the burglary took place?
Good heavens, no. I was at a social function held by a Dr. Harold Stoneman and his lovely wife. I returned home and all of my things were missing.
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eastrom. The department will get in touch and let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You have only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello, Mother. Hello, detectives.
What a coincidence.
What is going on?
We'd like to ask exactly the same question.
You have met my daughter?
This morning at work. Oh, mother and father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
Well, what did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out.
That's an outrageous allegation. It's also an accurate one.
Radio Los Angeles plays the songs you want to hear. The most
Wait, I
heard
should
on the
set
air
the fucking
and the
location.
songs most played on automatic coin machines.
Like, where am I going? Also, I have to drive there, which is so stupid. Do I have to do this? Can I make fucking Roy do it? God damn it. Now, usually what happens is when your partner can't drive you somewhere, it's like because what you're doing is
We're missing
important.
something here.
But
Arnett
not
is
this time.
obviously arranging the burglaries.
That's my fiance you're making scurrilous accusations about.
And Randall was obviously his partner.
But neither of them are the type to creep apartments.
You're being ridiculous. Both of you. There's a very good explanation for all of this.
What a sock in it, sister. You're being played for a patsy and you're not even smart enough to see it.
Well, that's what makes her a patsy. Actually, I just remembered why they want you to drive there yourself. It's because you get a trophy if you manage to get there without, like, touching anything, which I'm not gonna get. Who cares? Causing damage to Roy's car is more satisfying than that trophy anyway. Unfortunately, I don't really know my way around Los Angeles, or else I'd be taking a faster route. Basically, just go towards the yellow flag. Get out of my way, copper. I'm also a copper. And we're driving a stupid woman to her fiance's house. Her fiance who has clearly robbed her mother and possibly killed her best friend. And seriously, like, Arnett, are you fucking stupid? I actually don't remember how this case ends, so I don't, like, I know he's in deep shit. But, like, whether or not he technically did the deed or not, I don't remember. Maybe one of his, like, goons did it or something. I can't quite remember the motivation. But I know that he's a dumbass. For one, he left that stolen ring on her dead body. Or he didn't instruct someone to take it off or something. Who gives a shit about Roy's car, am I right? And then two, like, he went to the cops himself. He immediately went to the cops, even though he's probably guilty of something. He did the interview, you know, trying to, like, get ahead of things, take the heat off himself. He did a bad job in said interview, lied about being in the Marines, in which the lead detective was in the Marines and was possibly actually in the unit that he lied about being a part of. And then finally, immediately afterwards, went and tried to pawn off a $10,000 Fabergé case right after seeing the cops. So, what a criminal mastermind. It's like, how did he ever get caught? Out of my way. I'm the... Oh, shit!
You can't see these people, right?
Oh, they're not real people. They don't count. We're here. Not a scratch on her.
Come on, sister. Let's find out who your fiancé really is.
He's as bad of a criminal as I am of a driver.
Welcome, sir. I'm sorry, are you a resident?
I'm the cops.
LAPD detectives. We're here to speak to Henry Arnett.
Oh, Mr. Arnett? Apartment 30. You can take the lift.
Thank you.
No shit, I was planning to. Why are we taking her with us again?
Well, isn't this just nice and awkward?
Hanging out with you is always awkward. Wow, eat shit.
Stop! LAPD!
Don't kill him, Cole. This guy's our case. Go on.
Put your hands in the air!
Don't kill him, Cole. Like, you're one to talk. Remember all those black people where Earl was just like, don't make me shoot you. I'll shoot you anytime I want.
Give it up! LAPD!
Oh, great, one of these. This is so stupid. Great, now I have to solve this crime without a hat. Don't make me fall to my death, Arnett. Or whoever you are who just hit me with a 2x4 or something. I don't know.
Looks like he got you good, Phelps.
Yeah, he really packs a wallop. How did I get back here?
Under your own steam, miraculously. You came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was Arnett?
He's coming around, too. He's all hopped up. Good time to get some answers.
You missing something, Henry?
I'm missing my hat. I'm not too happy about that. Ooh, what's in your suitcase here? Doo doo doo. That's the sound of crime. Wow, his ticket to Mexico City.
You told Heather you're honeymooning without her?
That's a good point. Why, this looks like a rather feminine watch, Mr. Arnett. If I could just zoom in on it.
Vacheron Constantine. That's an extremely expensive watch, Henry.
It's almost like something a rich old lady would wear.
Parents.
Does this motherfucker have a sword on his wall? What is this? And a rifle hanging over his kitchen.
We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion business.
The fashion of stealing things business.
You're lying, Henry.
How can you prove that I'm involved, detective?
Well, there he's like, please don't prove it. Well, there's the whole $10,000 cigarette case thing that you stole and sold.
Because you pawned a Fabergé cigarette case today for $600. A case that is on a list of stolen items.
It was Julia's idea. Get a list of society parties and find out where and when and then have the guests burgled. Julia was desperate for money. No matter how much we made, she always wanted more.
You know, you would think his fiance would stop sitting next to him right about now.
Why did Reed and LeBlanc kill Julia Randall?
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life. I was going to marry Heather if she'd have me. Julia told the others that they were out, that she was going to create a new gang.
You're lying, Arnett. I think you ordered them to kill her. It was made to look like suicide, and when the coroner saw through that, you knew it was time to run.
I told you I was involved in the burglaries. I had nothing to do with Julia's death. Why would I need to run?
Then why are you running? Like, I saw you go into a travel agency, and you just saw me open your suitcase and look at your fucking ticket. Where's that? Oh, here we go. Train ticket.
Have you told Miss Swanson that you're leaving for Mexico City tomorrow night? That it's a one-way ticket?
Henry? Tell me it isn't true.
I had no choice. I wanted to marry Heather. I told Julia I wanted out, and she laughed in my face. I had to pay Willie and Jimmy a fortune to do her, and now I'm completely broke.
What you are, Buster, is under arrest.
Astute observation, Roy.
Who is Henderson, and what is his involvement?
Tell them what you know, Henry. I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
There is no Henderson.
Tell me about your first burglary, and don't lie.
I can't remember. I don't keep a list of these things.
The police do, though. The contraband list. List of stolen items prohibited to trade, covering 12-month period.
Your first burglary was a Dr. Harold Stoneman. You want to explain how he is involved, or shall I?
Henderson is Stoneman. He was crazy about Julia. She could get him to do whatever she wished. He threw the parties, and we arranged the burglaries. Julia never let him touch her. She just kept him hanging on the promise. Drove the good doctor almost insane.
Henry Arnett, you are under arrest for burglary and for the murder of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right? I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead. Meanwhile, we're fitting you for convict stripes.
Have fun in there. All right, Roy.
Can you
I
drive to
wrecked
this
your
one?
car.
Do we know where we're
Just
going?
enough to go see Dr. Stoneman to tie this case up once and for all.
I guess the
But we've
winning's
got the real
off.
criminal.
He only robbed her mother and killed her best friend. Cut the guy some slack.
So how does the doctor fit in?
That's what we're about to find out. Maybe we should ask him to give you a quick once-over. That meathead gave you one hell of a pasting.
I've had worse.
You should have seen yourself staggering back in there like a drunken sailor.
Next time you can take the runner, Roy.
I didn't box in the Marines, though, did I?
I should have never told you that.
That was a decent exchange. Roy's right, though. Cole has a history of getting punched in the face, especially when criminals happen to get around a corner like that during a chase sequence, and then they drop the clothesline, and Cole's like, "Arr!" And the entire city can hear him. All right, Dr. Stoneman, we have a few more questions for you. If possible, I'd like to leave Roy behind. Oh, hear this nerd. He teleported. He flash stepped into the elevator.
The doctor will give us something to make this all better.
Oh, saw Cole clip through that door a little bit.
Hang on a moment, sister. Tell him it's Henry Arnett. And tell him it's urgent.
I can't do that.
Tell him, or I'll charge you with obstruction of justice.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr. Arnett is here to see you, and he says it's urgent.
Send him in.
I told you never to come.
Tell us the truth, Doctor.
I'm so glad you came. Prison will be better than insanity, and I'm already half insane with grief. Do you know that I loved her? I ruined my life for her, and yet I still love her.
Will you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough. She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
The practice. You'll call Dr. Gerard. No. Please don't cry. I want to see no one. Not my wife or my children, nor my friends. And I don't want a lawyer. Just lock me up and throw away the key. What have I done?
Didn't see that coming.
I did. That's why they show you that big establishing shot of this building. Excuse me, ma'am.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Get Carruthers down here. We have a jumper.
Putting you through now.
I need an ambulance and the coroner immediately to the offices of Dr. Harold Stoneman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
En route, Detective. You have a message. Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way.
God, this case is so
We have an
long.
address
I
for the
forgot
runner.
about this upcoming
Let's try
section.
and wrap this up then.
Yeah, okay, so we got the doctor, we got Arnett, the two guys who were, like, paid to do the crime, the hit. One of them's dead already, and now we gotta go find the other guy, the wrestler. Willie
That old
Willie
boy
the Wolf.
really fell for that broad.
Get it? Fell.
She was incredibly beautiful.
Would you throw it all away for a woman?
Life has a way of making you pay for your pride.
You're quite the romantic, Phelps. Stick with the percentages. Broken hearts are for chumps.
You're talking from experience.
I certainly am. Oh, I like women as much as the next guy. As long as they're in their place and doing what they're told.
What a hero. Alright, where is this place? Willie's apartment. Registered address of Willie Reed.
It's him.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Alright, drive me, ladies man.
He's around here somewhere. A big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this, the kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find a game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this out of the street.
Alright, let's find the wrestler.
Harmonica playing wrestler. That's a weird one. Think he knits as well?
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. We don't want him to bolt on us.
Oh, look at this set piece. Or listen to this set piece, rather. Start hearing the harmonica playing in the distance.
Wilson Reed, LAPD, give yourself up.
In addition to a harmonica, he was also carrying a piece. That was weird. Why did Cole not have a full clip when I entered this scene? Whatever. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Set piece. Time for a big shootout. Ah. No, get out of my way, Roy. God damn it. You motherfucker. I knew I shouldn't have stopped to try to shoot that guy. Like, he has a destination that he's going to, but I want to know if I could kill him early. He's probably invincible until he gets up to the roof. Game likes to cheat. Oops. Stuck in the corner. Cole Phelps, war hero, detective, gets stuck on corners easily. See anything, Roy?
Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings.
There he is. Waste the son of a bitch.
He's getting shot. What the fuck? I'm gonna shoot down this entire sign.
Son of a bitch really picked a spot for it up here, didn't he? Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain. She really made an impression on me.
Julia had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink. Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
Ah, what a great case. Got to crash Roy's car a bunch. Got to shoot a guy, destroy some city property, and waste a bunch of Roy's money. That's always a good day. Oh yeah, I got 4 stars for like that bazillion dollars of vehicle damage I put on Roy's car. Oh well, that's so worth it. I will trade a star in for messing up Roy's car and that cool trick I did where I hit that fucking sign pole and we flew up in the air like 10 feet. That was awesome. Let's look up some trivia. Alright, we got case notes. The one we got is Julia Randall lived fast and died young, sending 1 man to jail and 3 to the morgue. The alternate one is, with the doctor dead, only Arnett could have revealed the depths of his infatuation with Julia. Huh. So, the doctor can die and yet you not hear his confession of love for her? Don't know how you do that. Or maybe, maybe you don't see a suicide. Maybe, if you fuck up the investigation, you hear about it over the radio, like, the doctor killed himself, and they're like, what? Why? Okay, let's get to that trivia. The case itself, both in name and plot, is based off the 1948 film The Naked City. This movie was directed by Jules Dassin. This is referenced in the game, in the same case, in the name of the dress shop where both the primary victim and her friend worked, the Dacinet, or however it's pronounced. Key differences between the two cases, that of the movie and the game, include location. The game takes place in LA, whereas the film takes place in New York. The narrative, the story in the game, is told in a straightforward manner through Phelps's perspective, while the film is as much an examination of life in New York City as it is about the murder investigation. And the time frame, the story told in the game takes place over the course of 1 day and night, while the film story unfolds through several days and nights. Phelps is similar to one of the detectives in the film, Jimmy Halloran. They are both family men who served in World War II and have not been detectives for very long. Halloran has been a homicide detective for only 3 months at the time the events take place. In the game, Phelps and Earl, who are advice detectives, are called to help work the case because the victim was drugged with Army surplus morphine. In the film, the case is worked exclusively by homicide detectives, and the victim was drugged with chloroform. Harold Stoneman is referenced in the case The Fallen Idol when examining the bottle of coral hydrate pills on Morrow and Hopgood's casting set. The name of the physician who prescribed those pills is also Dr. Stoneman. On the way to the dress store, as Cole and Roy are discussing how quickly Cole was promoted, Roy mentions that Cole is what he needed because he is a terrier, and not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch. This is most likely a nod to an episode of Mad Men, which many of L.A. Noir's actors co-star in, although it could be a coincidence. In this episode, Roger Sterling throws up the lunch he ate with Dawn after taking the stairs due to the elevator requiring repairs. Out of all the cases in L.A. Noire, this case arguably takes the longest to complete. The purple dress that Elsa Lichtman wears when performing in the Blue Room Jazz Club can be seen displayed outside the dress store. Okay. After Cole Phelps breaks the news to Heather Swanson regarding Julia Randall's death at the dress store, the cutscene ends and you will appear back outside the store next to Roy's car. If you walk back to the shop entrance, you can see Heather Swanson breaking down in tears on the chair and crying, her co-workers comforting her. Henry Arnett claims that the Constantine watch was a graduation gift from his parents. You know the same watch is on the stolen contraband list of valuables if you paid close enough attention to the full list at the reception desk of the police station, shown to you by the officer on duty when you requested it. Yeah, I took note of that. I did notice that. When entering the building Dr. Soman's practice is housed in, the names Miles Archer is listed among the residents on the second floor, on the listing opposite of those at Stoneman's offices. This pays homage to the Maltese Falcon, the film, and the novel upon which it is based, that kicked off the film noir genre, or at the very least deserves the credit of being one of its most important representative and memorable examples. Miles Archer, partner of protagonist Sam Spade, was shot dead at the beginning of that story. Also among the building's occupants is O'Shaughnessy and Wonderly barristers. In that same movie, The Maltese Falcon, O'Shaughnessy and Wonderly happen to be the names of the characters portrayed by lead actress Mary Astor and the name of her alibi, respectively. Should you attempt to move the car away from under the open window of the doctor's office, on which he is slated to land before entering Dr. Stoneman's practice, the car will reappear in its intended place under the open window when Stoneman jumps out of it. In another missed detail by the devs, when interrogating Arnett, Cole asks if he will testify that Reed and LeBont did the burglaries. Only Phelps did not learn and therefore cannot know Willie's last name, Reed, until later, when he receives the message from Bukowski following Dr. Stoneman's suicidal leap. At the end of the case, when you are chasing Reed, if you manage to kill him before he reaches the roof, which I tried to do, apparently you can do it, the final cutscene will show them on the roof while Phelps pointing at the Broadway sign. So you can fuck up the continuity by doing it too well. Wow, that's a lot of trivia. That's a long case, but it's a good case. This is DLC, mind you. This was originally, I believe, the pre-order bonus that everyone got, no matter what, regardless of which version you got on PS3 and Xbox 360. So this is a solid one. It's a really solid case. I personally love the fact that we get to see the fact that Pierogies and Finbar are now teaming it up. Like Pierogies got Phelps' job after he left Homicide. That's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of that. And then you kind of get that look into the fact that Pierogies the good guy. He's the good partner that you've had. And meanwhile, you see Roy and Finbar kind of agreeing with each other because they're both shitbags and they both suck. So I rather enjoy that detail. And thankfully this case is part of the full game, the complete edition and the remasters. Because I'd feel like you'd miss out on a little bit by not doing a case like this. This one's pretty good. This is maybe the best one on the on Vice, despite the fact that it wasn't in the base game. So when we pick up next time, we got one more Vice case to go. The big Vice case finale. That'll be something. That one will also be very long and disconjointed, and we'll get down to we'll start getting towards the end of the game. Not quite the end of the game, we're 75% or so right now, but we get closer to what's the real plot of this game? Where's the story really going? That tends to show up right here at the end of the Vice desk. So we got to do that. We also got to do street crimes. Eventually we'll do that after the next one. I'll take care of all the optional street crimes that are popping up around Los Angeles. There aren't too many, actually. I've noticed that the further you go in the game, the less there are. The last two deaths don't actually have that many. They have maybe half as many as the traffic and homicide deaths. So those won't be too hard to take care of. See you all in the next one.